Nothing But Roaring and Masque Theatre present William Shakespeare's Richard III.
Now, noble peers, the cause why we are met is to determine of the coronation.
Are all things fitting for that royal time?
It is, and wants but nomination.
Tomorrow then, I judge a happy day.
Who knows the Lord Protector's mind herein?
Your grace, we think, should soonest know his mind.
We know each other's faces, but for our hearts, he knows no more of mine than I of yours, nor I no more of his than you of mine. Lord Hastings, you and he are near in love.
I thank his grace. I know he loves me well, but for his purpose in the coronation I have not sounded him. But you, my noble lords, may name the time, and in the Duke's behalf I'll give my voice.
My noble lords and cousins all, good morrow. I have been long a sleeper, but I hope my absence doth neglect no great designs, which by my presence might have been concluded.
Had not you come upon your cue, my lord, William Lord Hastings had pronounced your part, I mean your voice, for the crowning of the king.
Than my Lord Hastings no man might be bolder. His lordship knows me well and loves me well.
I thank you, your grace.
Cousin of Buckingham, a word with you. Catesby hath sounded Hastings in our business, and finds the testy gentleman so hot as he will lose his headache if consent his master's child, as worshipfully he terms it, shall lose the royalty of England's throne.
Withdraw you hence, my lord. I'll follow you.
His grace looks cheerfully and smooth today. I think there's never a man in Christendom that can less hide his love or hate than he, for by his face straight shall you know his heart.
What of his heart perceive you in his face, by any livelihood he showed today?
Marry, that with no man here is he offended, for were he had shown it in his looks.
I pray God he be not, I say.
I pray you all, tell me what they deserve, that do conspire my death with devilish plots of damned witchcraft, and that have prevailed upon my body with their hellish charms.
The tender love I bear your grace, my lord, makes me most forward in this noble presence to doom the offenders, whomsoe'er they be. I say, my lord, they have deserved death.
Then be your eyes the witness of this ill. See how I am bewitched. Behold, mine arm is like a blasted sapling withered up. And this is Edward's wife, that monstrous witch, that by her witchcraft thus has marked me.
If she has done this thing, my gracious...
If! Thou protector of this damned strumpet, tellest thou me of ifs? Thou art a traitor. Off with his head. Now! By St. Paul I swear I will not dine until I see the same. Ratcliffe, look that it be done. The rest that love me, rise and follow me.
Stanley did dream the boar did raise his helm, but I disdained it, and did scorn to fly. Oh, Margaret, Margaret, now thy heavy curse is lighted on poor Hastings of wretched head.
Dispatch, my lord. The Duke would be at dinner. Make a short shrift. He longs to see your head.
Oh, bloody Richard, miserable England, I prophesy the fearfullest time to thee that ever wretched age looked upon. Come, lead me to the block, bear him my head. They smile at me that shortly shall be dead.
Here is the head of that ignoble traitor, the dangerous and unsuspected Hastings.
So dear I loved the man that I must weep. I took him for the plainest, harmless creature that breathed upon the earth a Christian. So smooth he daubed his vice with show of virtue.
We live to tell it, that the subtle traitor this day had plotted, in the council house, to murder me and my good lord of Gloucester.
The peace of England and our person's safety enforced us to this execution. Go seek the Lord Mayor, cousin Buckingham. Infer the bastardy of Edward's children. Moreover, urge his hateful luxury and bestial appetite in change of lust. Nay, for a need thus far, come near my person. Tell them, when that my mother went with child of that insatiate Edward, noble York, my princely father, then had wars in France, and, by true computation of the time, found that the issue was not his begot. Yet touch this sparingly, as 'twere far off, because you know, my lord, my mother lives.
Fear not, my lord. I'll play the orator, as if the golden fee for which I plead were for myself. And so, my lord, adieu.
If you thrive well, bring them to Baynard's castle, where you shall find me well accompanied with reverend fathers and well-learned bishops.
I go. And towards 3 or 4 o'clock, look for the news that the Guildhall affords.
Now will I in, to take some privy order, to draw the brats of Clarence out of sight, and to give notice that no manner of person at any time have recourse unto the princes. How now, my lord, what say the citizens?
The mayor is here at hand. Intend some fear. Be not you spoke with, but by mighty suit. And look you get a prayer book in your hand, and stand betwixt 2 churchmen, good my lord, and be not easily won to our request. Play the maid's part, still answer nay, and take it. Welcome, my lord. I dance attendance here. I think the Duke will not be spoke withal. Here comes his servant. How now, Catesby, what says he?
My lord, he doth entreat your grace to visit him tomorrow or next day. He is within, with 2 right reverend fathers, divinely bent to meditation, and no worldly suit would he be moved to draw him from his holy exercise.
Return, good Catesby, to thy lord again. Tell him, myself, the mayor and citizens, in deep designs and matters of great moment, are come to have some conference with his grace.
I'll tell him what you say, my lord.
My lord, this prince is not an Edward. He is not lolling on a lewd daybed, but on his knees at meditation. Happy were England, would this gracious prince take on himself the sovereignty thereof. But sure, I fear, we shall ne'er win him to it.
Marry, God forbid his grace should say us nay.
How now, Catesby? What says your lord?
My lord, he fears you mean no good to him.
By heaven, I come in perfect love to him, and so once more return and tell his grace. When holy and devout religious men are at their beads, 'tis hard to draw them thence.
See where he stands, between 2 clergymen.
2 props of virtue for a Christian prince. And see, a book of prayer in his hand. Famous Plantagenet, most gracious prince, lend favourable ears to our request, and pardon us the interruption of thy devotion and right Christian zeal.
My lord, there needs no such apology. I rather do beseech you pardon me, who, earnest in the service of my God, neglect the visitation of my friends. But, leaving this, what is your grace's pleasure?
Even that, I hope, which pleaseth God above, and all good men of this ungoverned isle.
I do suspect I have done some offence that seems disgracious in the city's eyes.
You have, my lord. Would it might please your grace, at our entreaties, to amend that fault.
Else wherefore breathe I in a Christian land?
Then no, it is your fault that you resign the supreme seat, the throne majestical, your state of fortune, and your due of birth, to the corruption of a blemished stock. This noble isle doth want her proper limbs, which to recure, we heartily solicit your gracious self to take on you the charge and kingly government of this your land, not as protector, steward, substitute, or lowly factor for another's gain, but as successively from blood to blood, your right of birth, your empery, your own. In this just suit come I to move your grace.
Your love deserves my thanks, but my desert unmeritable shuns your high request. First, if all obstacles were cut away, and that my path were even to the crown, as my ripe revenue and due by birth, yet so much is my poverty of spirit, so mighty and so many my defects, as I had rather hide me from my greatness. But, God be thanked, there's no need of me. The royal tree hath left us royal fruit, which, mellowed by the stealing hours of time, will well become the seat of majesty, and make, no doubt, us happy by his reign.
My lord, this argues conscience in your grace. You say that Edward is your brother's son. So say we too, but not by Edward's wife. A beauty waning and distressed widow, even in the afternoon of her best days, seduced the pitch and height of all his thoughts to base declension and loathed bigamy. By her, in his unlawful bed, he got this Edward, whom our manners call the Prince. Then, good my lord, take to your royal self this proffered benefit of dignity, if not to bless us and the land withal, yet to draw forth your noble ancestry from the corruption of abusing times unto a lineal, true-derived course.
Do, good my lord, your citizens entreat you.
Refuse not, mighty
Oh, make
lord,
them
this
joyful.
proffered love.
Grant their lawful suit.
Alas, why would you heap this care on me? I am unfit for state and majesty.
If you refuse it, as in love and zeal, your brother's son shall never reign our king, but we will plant some other in the throne, to the disgrace and downfall of your house. And in this resolution here we leave you. Come, citizens, zounds, I'll entreat no more.
Call him again, sweet prince, and accept their suit. If you deny them, all the land will rue it.
Will you enforce me to a world of cares? Call them again. I am not made of stones, but penetrable to your kind entreaties, albeit against my conscience and my soul. Cousin of Buckingham, and you sage, grave men, since you will buckle fortune on my back, to bear her burthen whether I will or no, I must have patience to endure the load. For God doth know, and you may partly see, how far I am from the desire of this.
God bless your grace. We see it and will say it.
Long live Richard, England's royal king!
Amen.
Tomorrow may it please you to be crowned.
Even when you please, since you will have it so.
Tomorrow, then, we will attend your grace, and so most joyfully we take our leave.
Come, let us to our holy work again. Farewell, my cousin. Farewell, gentle friends.
Master Lieutenant, pray you, by your leave, how doth the Prince and my young son of York?
Right well, dear madam. By your patience, I may not suffer you to visit them, The king hath straitly charged the contrary.
The king? Why, who's that?
I cry you mercy, I mean the Lord Protector.
The Lord protect him from that kingly title. Hath he set bounds betwixt their love and me? I am their mother. Who should keep me from them?
I am their father's mother. I will see them.
Their aunt I am in law, in love their mother. Then bring me to their sights. I'll bear thy blame, and take thy office from thee on my peril.
No, madam, no. I may not leave it so. I am bound by oath, and therefore pardon me. Come, Lady Anne, you must straight to Westminster, there to be crowned Richard's royal queen.
Despiteful tidings. Oh, unpleasing news.
Be of good cheer, mother. How fares your grace?
Oh, Dorset, speak not to me, get thee hence. If thou wilt outstrip death, go cross the seas and live with Richmond, from the reach of hell. Go, hie thee from this slaughterhouse, lest thou increase the number of the dead, and make me die the thrall of Margaret's curse, nor mother, wife, nor England's counted queen.
Dorset, you shall have letters from me to my son, to meet you on the way and welcome you. Be not ta'en tardy by unwise delay.
Oh, my accursed womb, the bed of death! A cockatrice hast thou hatched to the world.
Come, Lady Anne, I in all haste was sent.
And I, in all unwillingness, will go. Anointed let me be with deadly venom, and die, ere men can say, God save the Queen.
Go, go, poor soul. I envy not thy glory to feed my humour. Wish thyself no harm.
No? Why? When he that is my husband now came to me, as I followed Henry's corpse, when scarce the blood was well washed from his hands, which issued from my other angel husband, and that dead saint which I then weeping followed. Oh, when I say I looked on Richard's face, this was my wish. Be thou, quoth I, accursed, and when thou wedd'st, let sorrow haunt thy bed, and be thy wife, if any, be so mad, as miserable by the life of thee as thou hast made me by my dear lord's death. Lo, ere I can repeat this curse again, even in so short a space, my woman's heart grossly grew captive to his honey words, and proved the subject of my own soul's curse. Besides, he hates me for my father Warwick, and will, no doubt, shortly be rid of me.
Farewell, thou woeful welcomer of glory.
Adieu, poor soul. Thou takest thy leave of it.
Dorset, go thou to Richmond, and good fortune guide thee. Lady Anne, go thou to Richard, and good angels guard thee. Elizabeth, go thou to sanctuary, and good thoughts possess thee. I to my grave, where peace and rest lie with me.
Stay, yet look back with me unto the tower. Pity you ancient stones, those tender babes whom envy have immured within your walls. Rough cradle for such little pretty ones. So foolish sorrow bids your stones farewell.
Richard III was a nothing but roaring and Masque theatre co-production, adapted and directed by John Myhill, with editing and sound design by Rebecca Cockcroft. Richard was Isaac Griggs, Buckingham was James Lickman, Queen Elizabeth was Nicola Osborne, and Hastings was Rob Kendall. Duchess of York was Jan Stoppani, Lady Anne was Carmen Simoni, and Catesby was Jen Kenny. Derby was James Skeggs, Ratcliffe was Will Brown, Brackenbury was Alistair Way, Dorset was Meryl Couper, and the Lord Mayor of London was Graham Breeze.